Greetings. This is the House Podcast, and it is episode 8, and we have Cookie, and we have Monopolist, and we have Grim, and that's all.
Yeah, we're back with an actual episode.
Woohoo!
Yeah, I think, if I'm being honest, I think the House Shorts and the actual episodes are pretty much the same length, pretty much, or like we don't really have a length, but like the House Shorts are more, what are they? They're more improv related, and the House Podcast is more just chatting
and improv, but
mostly chatting,
not same type of improv.
Yeah. Anyway, if you joined us last time, we talked about our how me and Jarrah have the same dad and the my coming of age ceremony, right?
Oh yeah.
Well, that was the last time.
That was like the last main
the last podcast episode.
Yeah, not a short last. I'm quizzing because recently it was my birthday, and I'm not gonna say how many times I've done the coming of age ceremony, but it was a close call this time.
Yeah, I remember. It was frightening. I had to cover my eyes.
I know. I invited all you guys.
Why don't you tell them about it?
Tell them about my ceremony in particular.
Your ceremony. This one.
Okay. So usually what we do is we'll rent. Well, it's usually extravagant. I'm pretty young. I'm still in my first couple, coming of age ceremonies. So they still primp and preem me. They take good care. So my dad called up the limo, which is as is tradition. And there was champagne in the back. You guys were there. We had a couple of
I remember the champagne.
Yeah, in the mini fridge. And then way down the car, there's a larger fridge with like buffet foods and like fine delicacies such as like escargot, frog. It could have just been the cleaning man's like mop closet with his specimens. We don't know. I mean, I feel bad if it was. Yeah, I'm just saying that's how big this limo was. It needs its own janitor. So anyway, we pulled up to a highway. I'm not going to say which highway, obviously, but it was a good 6 lanes. 3 and 3. And they got out. They unfolded the folding tables.
Had the picnic spread ready.
Yeah, had the picnic spread. Obviously, we were all on one side.
Huge.
Let me say, we're all on one side of the limo.
Yeah. Barely to the center.
Yeah, barely. We'd barely gotten to the center of it. We could have fit a bunch more people in there. Anyway, and then I was blindfolded. It was strapped on and locked. And the chains were wrapped around me, really making sure that even if I'm scared and I crumple inside in the middle of the lanes, I can't take off the blindfold.
Of course.
Yeah. So and then I did it. I walked across. When you hit the middle, it's like this. It's both a feeling of relief and a feeling of dread because you're like, wow, I made it through that, but at the same time, I have a whole nother challenge ahead of me, and that's to like signify
3 lanes to go.
Yeah, exactly. There's always 3 lanes to go, and then once I get past those 3 lanes, it's not like I'm out of the ballpark. I've just survived another year.
Well, isn't that the point though? The point is you're always 3 lanes behind.
Well, yeah, and there's always something in front of you that you're going to have to work on, kids.
Gimli.
What?
Gimli is always in front of you.
Oh, yeah. Gimli is always in front of
me.
you.
The winds are always behind you.
And the winds, yeah. Always keep the winds behind you and the lanes in front of you. But don't remember, and keep fearlessness within.
Wow.
Anyway, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Okay, Jarrah, you should put up the end card there, like in editing. Like you should start the music, but then cut it off, and then we'll continue. Anyway, thank you guys for listening to my coming of age ceremony story, and thank you guys for coming.
Yeah, it was an interesting sight to behold.
It was a pleasure.
Yeah, it was a momentous occasion.
Yeah. I remain a man.
They showered you in avocados afterwards.
What do you? Yeah, that was only you.
Commemorative avocados.
I don't know why you bought. You must have gone to many different convenience stores to buy up the avocados.
It was
that
such
you
a
need
dumb
for that.
pinata.
I know. You brought it out. It was beautiful. It was big. Like you must have dropped $100 just on that pinata. And then
I'm not going to publicly announce how much I spent or how many stores I went to.
and then I hit the pinata once, and I was like, "Wow, this is heavy. I wonder what's in here." You know, jawbreakers. You know, like big heavy things.
Some gold, maybe.
I mean,
Yeah,
in
maybe
retrospect,
some gold.
the giveaway was the pinata was shaped like an avocado.
I mean, yeah, but it was pretty badly made. It more looked like a grenade.
Listen, after the champagne, I don't really remember anything else.
No, you downed all 3 bottles. But then you can imagine my surprise and anguish as instead of candy or riches poured out, it was a disgusting green fruit.
Better than gold.
At least you got the fact that it's a fruit, right?
Well, yeah, of course it's a fruit. Anything that contains its seed is a fruit.
I would argue that avocado is absolutely delicious and good on everything.
I
I
I would
agree.
disagree.
Thank you. So I guess it's me and Monopolist versus Jarrah and Cookie. Well,
Exactly.
you know what? I'm gonna call up Quicheboard right now, and she's gonna be the deciding factor.
All right.
You know, I already know what she's going to say.
Yeah. What is
Yeah.
she gonna say?
She doesn't like avocados.
Yeah, she's the one other member, so I'm gonna have to ask her. She's the one other. No, she's the one other person. I'm sorry.
It's fine. Do this.
All right.
We know the verdict, but I will always be rectified in knowing that avocados are better than gold. More
They're essential
precious
to
than
life.
gold.
I mean, the texture, the taste on toast.
And now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure I drank something in the janitor's closet as well.
Hey, okay.
pasta.
Just real quick question. We're recording the podcast right now, and something was brought up in the podcast, which is whether or not avocados are amazing or the seeds of hate and war itself, or just that they're bad. You know that they're not very good. So, I'm not gonna tell you who's on each side, but I just want you to impartially tell me if you like avocados. Okay?
They are the evil spawn of Satan.
You guys hearing that?
I don't want to.
But you're hearing it, right?
I can't believe what I'm hearing.
I can't hear anything.
Say it again a little louder this time.
I am going to take the stance that avocados are the evil spawn of Satan.
All right. Thank you, Quicheboard. I can
you.
always depend on you.
I don't agree.
Well, now we know who has taste and who does not.
Well, it's ironic because we may not have taste, but you obviously don't have taste, like physically taste.
I feel like there's been a
Maybe that's how I got the champagne down so fast.
there's definitely been a poll on are avocados good, and I think we can find those statistics in like Harvard.
We just did a poll.
An accurate poll.
And we won. It was an accurate poll. What was inaccurate about it?
You don't have a large enough.
Don't you know how statistic works? They don't ask everybody. You just take a group of some amount of people and then you expand it. So if we take, if there's like 400 million people in America, and if three out of 5 people here dislike it,
And it's totally applicable to everyone in the country, right?
I mean, it is what statistics are. It's all relative.
Anyway, moving on from things I can barely remember. What else did you do for your grand ceremony birthday? I mean, Grim. Whoops.
Last episode, we talked entirely about like my coming of age rituals. Now we're talking about my coming of age rituals again. I mean, like, Jarrah, what was your coming of age rituals? What did you do when you were finally accepted as a man within your family and by your father, my father?
Well, yeah, I can get into that. So, basically, there's this cliff, right?
Yeah.
We bought this cliff, and it's owned by the family. It's located near the more like coastal areas of the land in which we live. And it's a beautiful cliff. There's some sheep and there's some water below. And the goal of the whole cliff thing is to see how far you can get jumping off. So the water underneath is very rocky, and we made it that way. We threw rocks down there. We threw many rocks. We got a whole dump truck worth of rocks and threw them in. And that is the symbol of difficulty. So when you jump off the rock for your first time when you're 18, you have one dump truck load of rocks, which means you don't really need to jump that far to get to safety of water. But then each consecutive year, another dump truck is brought in until at the age of 50. Well, I've only remembered Uncle Jim. He's the only one who got to the age of 50, actually.
So basically, nobody in your family dies of a natural cause.
So wait, run me by that like one more time. So wait, so you have a waterfall that you guys, it's like the family waterfall.
No, it's a cliff.
Oh, cliff. Sorry, I was thinking waterfall for a second. I don't know why. So it's a cliff, and then you have a dump truck that. So wait.
Imagine a cliff, maybe I think it's like 100 to 200 feet high, and essentially every year you have a dump truck that comes in and brings rocks that are very jagged. They're very jagged rocks. We get them from the quarry where they make jagged rocks, not specifically for this purpose. They're actually for path making, and like we write that off as a liability. So we lie on our reports and our contracts and stuff, but don't tell the companies
as you do.
that. So we take the rocks and we put them into the water, and then we jump. And our goal is to not land on the rocks. Our goal is to land ahead of the rocks into the water, to live. And every year, there's more rocks that are added because it's a symbol of how much.
I have a question.
Yeah, I also have a question.
Man, you are. Go ahead.
Well, my question was, do you buy a new cliff for every family member, or does everybody like collectively take out the rocks from this cliff and start over?
That was also my question.
That was my question as well.
Well, we've done it two ways because we have actually two sort of settlements where our family is located. So one of our family groups is in the States, and one of our family groups is in Australia. And so
the North and South Jarrites, yeah.
Exactly. In the States, yeah, of course. We go out and we take our rocks. And
North Jarrites,
we return them and we get a refund. And then, yeah, it's just for different people. But yeah, it's true. In Australia, there's they don't use rocks. They use gators. Because you can buy those in Australia. They come incredibly cheap. They're plentiful. I mean, really, they want to get rid of them. Honestly,
yeah, they're as cheap as rocks.
Yeah, exactly. They're cheaper than rocks.
That's why they use alligators.
Yeah. But yeah, it's true that that we have less family members in Australia at the moment. I don't know why.
Yeah. I just have a quick question about like funds and stuff like that, because I might be interested in stuff like this. Do the rock places give you your discount back or like in full if the rocks are covered in blood? If someone fails to make it?
Well, we're not really too concerned about prices because our family fortune was built off of bear butter that we invested in early, and it really picked up in Europe.
That's actually why I've studied your family history a little bit. That's actually why the North and South Jarrites are as split as they are, like culturally, is because the North Jarrites decided to invest in bear butter, and the South Jarrites. This is when they were one. This is when they were the Central Jarrite family. But the people who would become the South Jarrites disagreed with their obsession with bear butter. So it kind of split the family up. And they're still on talking terms. Am I right?
Well, I mean, it's true. It worked out for both of them because bear butter was enormously popular in Europe, especially. It's sold in every major. Call anybody in Europe and they can tell you. You get the privilege to tend the bear farms, the bear milking ceremony. Bear butter is just, it's everywhere. But the Australian Jarrites, they definitely went for the goat butter instead.
I'm here in the comments right now being like, what is bear butter? Bear butter doesn't exist in Europe and everything like that, right? Am I right? Here, I'm gonna prove it to you guys. I'm gonna recall up Keyboard, who actually lives in Europe. Right?
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna ask her real quick. Here, I'm gonna call her up one more time, Hey, just one more question. because you live in Europe, correct? Yeah, here, just say that one more time into the mic.
I do in fact live in Europe.
Yeah, okay. So you we're trying to clear some stuff up for some ignorant Americans. Bear butter is sold at pretty much everywhere, right? And at almost every diner they offer bear butter, correct?
Yeah, they have bear butter everywhere.
Yeah, like it is the normal butter, but for Europe.
It's one of those staples that you just can't get back here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry, I had to prove that. This will
couldn't have put
probably
it
be the
better
last
myself.
time I call you.
Cleared up. You definitely cleared the air.
Yeah. Sorry. I was listening to the ignorant American comments. I am American, by the way. Ignorant American comments being like, what is bear butter? You can't make butter realistically from bears. How do you milk bears? And I'm like, Jesus Christ, pick up a book. The Jarrah family tome. It's actually a series of scrolls, not really a book.
They're hidden in the sea caves underneath where the jumping happens.
Yeah. That's where I found them. I was waiting at the bottom for Jarrah during one of his coming of age things.
Oh wait, you found them?
Yeah, no, that's how I know about your family history, dude. I was sitting down there.
Only Uncle Jim recalled of the time he last read the family tomes.
You should go down to the cliffs and touch up sometime. It's very fascinating history. Yeah.
Well, I guess you guys, I'm gonna go off and do that right now.
Well, it's about time we wrap up this episode for today.
Oh, thank you. It's so good that we've had Cookie for the previous 2 episodes as well, isn't it? Isn't it, you guys?
Yeah,
you're right. Why did we even have those as shorts if Cookie was there?
I don't. I mean, because she showed up late that last
she's
time.
joined at the end.
Of course,
both times she's been joining really late. Yeah,
just joining to wrap it up.
It's always good to have you for like a whole duration of an episode.
Yeah, it sure is.
It rarely happens, right?
Yeah.
But it will happen. It will happen more frequently from here on out.
Good.
Oh well. Let's have the spiel.
Guys, check the links in the description for our socials. Maybe in the near future we'll have the Discord server on the description. Be on the lookout for that. In the next few episodes, we're gonna be making that public. We post in the socials whenever we upload. Check it out.
Working on it so hard, you guys. I hope you love it.
Yeah.
When more people come, it'll get more fun. I promise.
It will.
Yes, it will.
We have some bugs that will definitely make it more interesting.
Indeed.
And there will be mishaps, and there will be things that go wrong.
But that's life, isn't it? Just like how I got clipped by that car going across, and just like how Jarrah almost lost his foot as it got caught in a snaggy rock after he jumped off the waterfall. Or not water, sorry, the cliff. Why do I keep thinking it's like water plus
what is it with
tall
you
rock?
And waterfalls?
Water plus tall rock equals waterfall.
We can get into that
Granny,
later.
don't go chasing waterfalls.
Good one. God damn it. All right. All right, guys. Remember to always keep the wind behind you, cars beside you, cliffs below you, and friends on your lap.
All right, everybody say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.